Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we do have some big news, and we are going to be talking about Aleix Garcia, and we're also going to be speaking about the 5 things that Barcelona must do to be competitive again this season. And again, a lot of this does have to do with Aleix Garcia, which is the reason why I even got inspired to make this video, because now knowing that Barcelona are trying to check the boxes on what they need to do to have a better second half of the season, they're looking to bring in brand new players, and they're also looking to re-strategize their plan, which is again the reason why I'm going to be making this video. It is going to be the 5 things that Barcelona must do to improve. So we will be talking about the Aleix Garcia news in just a few minutes. But first, let's talk about point number 1, and it is about our number 9s need to score. So look, our team does enough. Creative wise, we do well. Even the wingers, Rafinha, Lamine Yamal, Joao Felix, they do enough on the wings to create chances inside the box. The only thing that we are missing and the finishing touch is for our number 9s to score the goals. They do receive the ball the most inside the box out of all players, and I think that a player like Vitor Roque could change that. As a matter of fact, recently in the past couple of weeks, it has been said that Xavi Hernandez has been sending Vitor Roque already many videos about what he should be doing in terms of applying pressure, helping the teammates, the movements that he's going to be doing. Vitor Roque has been already studying about how he should contribute to the team, and it says here, according to Sport, that from the moment it has been known that Vitor Roque would arrive in the winter, the Barcelona coaching staff sent him several videos to imbibe the game Xavi wants. He watched some of them on the recordings and the recent matches he watched live on television. Vitor was also sent some tactical instructions to observe while watching the matches, such as how to apply pressure on the opposition, helping teammates, movements, and how to attack. So Xavi Hernandez is wasting no time. He knows that our attack is missing something, is missing that extra flair, the fire, the impact, and Vitor Roque does seem like the ideal one. Now we still have Lewandowski, but we all know Lewandowski has not been at his best level, and I think that if you include Vitor Roque to this team, you add more pressure to Lewandowski. You let him know that his position is no longer safe. There's a reason why Lewandowski earlier today returned from his break early to train and to become more fit, is because he knows that there is pressure now. Lewandowski is doing the extra work to make sure that his position does not get lost, and I love that. I love the fact that we have 2 players competing for the same position and to ultimately lead to 1 goal, scoring more goals, taking advantage of our opportunities and becoming more effective, like what Xavi does always say. Now let's move on towards point number 2, and that is about Jules Koundé needing to play as a right back again. Jules Koundé earlier today also said something very important regarding his situation and how he thinks the Barcelona situation should be turned around, and this is what he said, and I quote, "We have to find what made us stronger last year, which was the defense. We have to defend well together, make efforts together. I think the team is well aware of that, and that is why I do say I think that Koundé needs to go back into the right back position, because if we want to be better defensively, you don't place a player like Cancelo on the right back position and Alejandro Balde on the left back position. We know that overall it makes the team weak defensively. We need 3 total true center backs in the back line, which is to have Koundé on the right back position, Araujo and Christensen or Inigo Martinez as our center backs, and then either Alejandro Balde or Cancelo on the left back position. Cancelo, I would say, goes over Alejandro Balde. So ideally, that is how our back line should look like 100% of the time, every time we do start every game. From here, moving forward until the end of May, we need to become that team that only allows 1 goal every 4 to 5 games. We were that team last season. In the previous 5 matches that Barcelona played, we allowed like 7 to 8 goals, and that is not okay. Even if it does mean that Barcelona score more goals, there's no point of us scoring more goals if we're only going to be allowing even more. Look at what happened in the game against America. Moving on towards point number 3, and that is Joao Felix needing to play more defensively. According to Mateo Moreto, it was said that Atletico Madrid has no plans to allow Joao Felix to depart once again on a straightforward loan next summer. They are seeking a paid loan arrangement aiming for a minimum of 15 million euros, coupled with a purchase option, ideally with a mandatory component. Now, why am I bringing this up? I'm bringing this up because I think that if Joao Felix's future is really up in the air, when he knows that he has to fight for a spot in Barcelona, he needs to go all in and showcase that he can bring something defensively from the front line. Because remember, Joao Felix needs to know that he's on loan, that his future with Barcelona is not guaranteed, and so you have to show why you are Barcelona material, or else you're going to be placed back to Atletico Madrid, which is a team that Joao Felix does not like. So it's just, you know, like the audacity for Joao Felix to sometimes have some inconsistencies in his game defensively, knowing that he is currently on loan and that anything could happen regarding his future. Xavi Hernandez is somebody that requires for his front line to press with high intensity. We want to force the mistakes. Joao Felix sometimes does not do this, and he gives like 50 to 60% when applying pressure. Like, yes, Joao Felix on the ball is a monster. We know that he can score goals. We know that he can find players inside the box and distribute great key passes, but off the ball, when we want to take the ball away from one of the opponents, Joao Felix does not do enough, and he knows that. And if he does not do this, it's only going to make Barcelona wanting to just let go of Joao Felix and say, yeah, there's no way we're going to try and pay some sort of big money in the summer only to extend Joao Felix when he's not even doing what we tell him to do, and he's not bringing in the end results. And it's a shame too, because Joao Felix is someone who is great talent-wise. Like, I don't deny his talent. I don't deny what he has been given from God. But what is the whole point of that talent if you don't put it to great use? Because it's going to benefit him in the end. Like, if Joao Felix pressures more, tries to force the mistakes from the opponent, you get the ball more and you get to attack more, which leads towards Joao Felix potentially scoring more goals. So why not do that? And I hope that Felix turns his game around in the second half of the season and comes in with full pressure. Moving on towards point number 4, and this is where we are going to be talking about Aleix Garcia. Now, point number 4 is about a pivot is needed in this squad. I remember one of the executives from Barcelona a couple of days ago also stated that Barcelona, yes, have just signed Vitor Roque, but they're looking to sign one more player in January, mainly because La Liga is relaxing the financial fair play rules. Barcelona also saw some sort of income come in, and Joan Laporta, Rafa Yuste, Deco do see a margin where they can sign just one more player. Now, why is a pivot necessary? Why do we need another midfielder in the squad? Now look, Pedri does seem like he's becoming very unreliable. Pedri is going to be out until the end of January, and who knows, maybe we might hear news in about 4 to 5 days that Pedri is actually going to be out until March. We have seen this movie before, so Pedri is very unreliable. Gundogan deserves to play as a number 8, not as a number 6. Yes, he plays amazing as a number 6, but he's better as a number 8. That leaves only Frankie de Jong in front of the defense to receive the ball. There's no other reliable player. Gavi is gone until the end of the season. Oriol Romeo is shaky when he's on the ball. Sometimes we lose the ball when he tries to make a backwards pass or like a sideways pass. It does not end up working out. He's just simply not there in terms of his technical ability. So Frankie de Jong is really missing a partner right next to him, someone who is much more reliable and great on the ball, somebody who can bring assists and bring goals, somebody who knows how to dribble with the ball. Let me introduce you guys Aleix Garcia. According to Jared Romero, a move for Aleix Garcia is well advanced. One of the Barcelona's objectives for the winter transfer window is for Aleix Garcia from Girona, who has a release cost of 20 million euros, is the big surprise. Pablo Torre and or Oriol Romeo can enter the operation. And again, this is huge news because Barcelona have been dying for a true midfielder, someone who can bring in assists and goals. If you look at his stats so far with Girona, he does have 6 goals and 8 assists. And as a midfielder, somebody who does get placed as a central midfielder or as a pivot, he can play in both positions. Yes, it does seem like this is a gamble because many people have been saying, oh, because he plays as a central midfielder and also as a defensive midfielder, we need a true pivot. Like, I understand why there is some nervousness around his name and his contribution to the team, but I think that he can bring a lot defensively and he can definitely play in those areas and still find the goals and find the assists. So these numbers are amazing. And if you look at his history and where he has been through Villarreal, he has been through Man City, he has been through Girona, he has been tossed around throughout his whole career, but now he has been making a true statement this season with Girona. And you know what's so funny, right, is that not too long ago, back on December 6th or December 5th, Aleix Garcia also said that he does want to join Barcelona. He said this, and I quote, "I would like to play for Barcelona. It is the club that I have followed since I was little and the one that I have always liked." And shortly right after those comments, the coach of Girona was just so frustrated with the way that Aleix Garcia said that, because he's like, I believe that what he said there was a mistake, because what Aleix Garcia should be focusing on is our next game, not talking about whether he wants to stay at Girona or eventually move to FC Barcelona. And I remember at that time, I'm like, okay, I think that it's a matter of time to see and hear that Aleix Garcia will be linked to Barcelona. And here we are today, a couple of days later, in the same month, he is now being linked to Barcelona. It's almost like all you have to do is say that I want to join Barcelona eventually. It's the club that I have loved since I was little, and Barcelona will contact you. It's funny how things do play out. So to him, this is his dream move. And you better bet that if Barcelona show up with 20 million euros, or maybe even less, but introduce players into the operation, Aleix Garcia will definitely move to Barcelona for sure. It's an automatic yes, even though Girona is in a great position to win La Liga compared to Barcelona. And so it is well advanced. Joan Laporta and Xavi Hernandez together have approved this signing. And if we look at the heat maps between Aleix Garcia, Gundogan, and Frankie, you can see that Frankie does play much more on the left side of the middle of the pitch. And then if you look at Gundogan, he plays much more on the number 8 side, right? Much more advanced. Aleix Garcia can be very compatible with these other two players because he doesn't take their areas. He can play on the right side if needed and play even deeper depending on the game. Keep in mind that Aleix Garcia is also very young, right? He's only 26 years old. He will not be turning 27 until June 28th. So we're talking about a long-term signing here. This is not just a short-term solution. This is a player that can stay with us for the next 5 to 6 years. He is also Spanish, right? So he knows a lot of the players that Barcelona have today. And this is what's going to lead lead me towards the last key point, which is key point number 5, and that is to just keep Gundogan as a number 8. I think the reason why Aleix Garcia is being signed is to push Gundogan to go into that advanced position, because Gundogan simply just performs better in those positions. If Pedri's not going to be there, if Gavi's not going to be there, if no other interior is going to be reliable, Gundogan should be placed right next to either Vitor Roque or Lewandowski and work closely together, and then having Frankie de Jong and Aleix Garcia behind Gundogan. And then we can wait and see what happens with Pedri in the future. If Barcelona can do all of these things and also complete this transfer, Barcelona will be in a great position to have a very successful second half of the season and take advantage of the positions that we are in. We're still in the league race this season. It's not done. It's not finished. We can still win even the Champions League, even though that seems very crazy, but we have a game against Napoli, a game that is winnable. We can definitely go into the quarterfinals and be in a very dangerous position by that time if our momentum is massive. And then we also have the Copa del Rey that we can win and the Spanish Super Cup. So let's do this. We have 2 reinforcements so far. Actually, one is pending, which is Aleix Garcia, but having Vitor Roque and Aleix Garcia into this squad is going to be amazing. Just amazing. That is going to be wrapping up today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.